Last-minute hurdles after almost 3 weeks off the job. At 5 o'clock, I'm Jeff Giannola.
And I'm Jenny Hansen in for Elizabeth Den. Albany teachers back out on the picket line today after a tentative deal imploded between the district and the union.
So that agreement reached last night would have ended the nearly 3-week-long teachers strike, but the teachers say the deal fell apart at 3 a.m. after they were unable to agree on standard return-to-work terms. Joelle Jones digging deeper into all this. She joins us live. What is the latest, Joelle?
Well, the latest is that the union is hosting a ratification vote on this contract within the next hour. But at day 19, the teachers union says this marks the second longest teacher strike in the state's history. Both parties say they want to get kids back in the classroom, but the sticking point remains how the lost days will be made up. And it may be a while as we saw a sea of teachers out here chanting "No contract, no teach."
What do we want? Fair contract. When do we want it?
Now. Class canceled and teachers back at the picket lines in the greater Albany district as the strike continues at all 21 schools. The march comes after a deal seemingly set between the district and the teachers union last night collapsed hours later.
We were about this close to a ratified contract, fell through.
No contract.
No teach. Wake up this morning hearing that it fell apart is just, it's been devastating.
With signs and backed by the soundtrack of a student-led band, union teachers and supporters chanted outside schools and the district office today.
We have class sizes that are way too big. We have great teachers that are leaving every year to go to comparable districts where they can get paid a lot more.
Teachers say the near deal, almost 9 months in the making, fell apart around 3 this morning when both parties failed to find common ground on the return to work agreement. Greater Albany Public Schools confirming the major issue revolves around whether teachers will be compensated for all of the days they were on strike and how many days can reasonably be made up either during the school year or in June. The district proposing adding 7.5 makeup days, previously listed as non-student contact days. Citing under Oregon law, the return to work agreement doesn't have to be negotiated. But the union wants nearly double that, calling to make up all 12 class days lost.
We want to be back with our kids, right? And they're trying to limit the days that we're back. They don't want the kids back as much. They would rather punish us.
And as the district heads into its 4th week of no class, both parties say they hope to reach a deal soon.
I miss work. I would love to get back to work, but I only want to go back to work with the best possible conditions for myself and for my students. I miss my students like crazy, but I want them to have the absolute best.
And again, the union saying just within the last hour that they will host that ratification vote on this contract at 6 o'clock tonight, though union reps say that this is contingent on those return to work agreements, which have not been agreed on by both parties at this hour. Now, if a deal is ratified, the district says students will return to the classroom the following day on a 2-hour delay. But as you can see, this is all incredibly fluid, so we will continue to track this closely and bring you any updates as it develops. Live in Albany, I'm Joelle Jones, KOIN 6 News.
Yeah.